Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the front brake service on a Ford Fiesta, and today we're going to replace the slider pins because we've had a problem with them. I'll explain later on in the video. I like to attack the locking wheel nut first. I've got a theory about it being under the least stress at this moment, so put the tool on. Make sure it's good before we apply any force. You want it to be an excellent fit. Breaker bar on the end. Keep pushing into this all times. Yeah, we've achieved it. It's really bad, you know, if it slips, it can damage the tool, cause you no end of problems removing the wheel. Take this one right out, and then we're done with the tool. And then I'm going to slacken these nuts off while the car's planted firmly on the ground. It's always the best time. Just a couple of turns, you don't need to go mad. There, nice and free. Okay, we'll now jack the car up. Remove the wheel nuts. Take the socket off for this. I'm going to need, I can't see the size, 19mm socket. Bit rusted over there. Push the wheel in. Try and keep the nuts clear from your alloy wheels. Put the wheel to one side. You seem to be getting a bit of a noise. I'm not sure what's causing it with this. I've got a rubber hammer here. I can hit the brake disc, you know, while in movement. Right. Now get on with the slider pin removal. We've got a 12mm spanner. Just there. Two bolts. It's the top one out nearly. If these start twisting, if you're lucky like me, they'll just give up, but if they start twisting, you can actually get another spanner on that nut there. Just there. Then we'll just ease the caliper off. If it doesn't come, just get a screwdriver in there. Bit of leverage, that'll help you. One thing you can do is compress the piston back. You put a screwdriver in there. I'll just go get one. Put a screwdriver in here, inside the brake disc. Just pull it towards you. And that'll push the piston back in the caliper. So I'll put the piston up there for now and remove the pads. I changed these not so long back, so they're not going to be renewed today. We're just going to give it a good service and replace the slider pins. Then we'll remove this part here. You'll need a 15mm spanner for the bolts at the back of the caliper. I'll just show you. It's top bolt there. Oh, there's one below it. I've got a 15mm socket, a T-bar. Should be a better, more positive hold than the spanner. Still quite solid. Here it going. So slacken the bolts off for the carrier. I'll just manually unwind them and then we'll get to the big problem. Just one. Two. Check these slider pins are moving freely. They should be nice and free. These two are not. I'll remove that. I'll manage to manipulate these so they're now loose. I'm going to remove them because they're not going back in. I've got some new ones to replace with. And also going to remove these. So we're going to give the brakes a bit of a clean. It's very important to have, see this build up of rust here. I need to eliminate that and give your pads a bit of room to rattle round in. That's what causes many a brake imbalance build up. These are pretty clean actually, because I probably did it not long back, but decided the problem's not going away, so we're going to have to renew the slider pins. What I've done is I've just got a screwdriver, wrapped a bit of old cloth in. I'm going to clean it. There's no corrosion to remove, fortunately. Just got a bit of a twisting action. Could use brake cleaner, but I haven't got any. And then we're going to get everything nice and clean before we install the new slider pins. So with everything removed, now's an excellent time to clean any corrosion off any of the braking parts we're going to be reusing. Clean the ends, this bit. Just a quick pass with a file is all it'll take. Get a wire brush on parts, just avoid any abrasion to this part. Also do the same to the carrier. Clean these grooves here and there. That one's quite a bit more corroded than that one. Also these, clean these up. We want to give us pad the best opportunity to fit in the carrier and have a bit of jiggle room. If you have a vise, you can clamp the caliper in there and there. There's two good points to use, and you can get a wire brush, simply clean up these grooves like so, or if you're a bit more in a hurry, One of the weapons I like to use is an angle grinder with a twisted knot wire brush. Just get it in the grooves there. The same the other side. Okay, we've moved to the bench. I'll show you the kit I've got. This one's from Bremtech. There's a number there for reference. And inside we've got slider pins, new rubbers, replacement bolts, and a sachet of brake grease. So let's proceed with the fitting. I've got everything lovely and clean now on the caliper, which is great. It's something which you need to do for the best result. We've got a little end there. Looks the same deal both sides. So I'll squeeze that over. This one goes into the top part of the caliper. It says Fomoco on this side. Keeps the slider pin nice and snug. I'll just have a little trial fit. Excellent. Put the rubbers in first. I've done a bit of extra cleaning in this area just to make this process easier because there's quite a bit of rust on. Yeah, I think that one's in. I thought the rust ain't going to make anything easier to do. So while I had the angle grinder, I removed it, but trusty wire brush would be acceptable. You do a lot of jobs on cars with very little tools, but I've got more tools, so it'd be a shame not to use them. I'm going to get a bit of brake grease on this slider pin. Get a good smearing. Just gently insert whilst turning. Push it over the lip and over the excess. Same principle on the other side. Give them a good smearing. Help keep any water out and keep it doing its job correctly. Surprising actually how little you need to use. Make sure this seal's fitting good. We don't want any water finding its way in. It should be lovely and easy to push. Feel any resistance, it's not going to work optimally. Save a bit of that for the caliper rebuild. I'll have a little clean up with a cloth, remove the excess. This brake grease is designed not to degenerate rubber as traditional greases can do. So that's good news. Quite pleased with that actually, it's lovely and clean. I'll show you the difference the cleaning makes. You see we've got that area there, lovely and clean. Almost like new. We're going to give that a smear with the brake grease. Just to protect it. And work it right in the edges. Might hold corrosion off this part for a while. I'll just finalise the build. See, I've spent quite a bit of time cleaning these. This is the business end. This is very important to clean. They're not perfect, but there's a lot less deposits on it than what were there. Right, I think we'll move back to the car and rebuild it. Give the piston a good cleaning. See, we've got some corrosion here. That needs to be removed. We want it pushing squarely on the caliper. So I'm just giving it a bit of a patch with a file as we speak. I'll give the piston a good clean now with a file, and see it's looking better, albeit not like new. I'll put a bit of brake grease round, I'll just seal the shine in. By taking your time doing a brake service, you can actually achieve a very good result. The key is to clean everything up. Don't leave any corrosion on any part. Remove all residual brake dust. Get it so it looks like it's coming out of the factory, or as close as you can achieve, and that'll give you the best result. Never let these calipers hang by the hoses. They're not designed to bear the weight, so I just rest it on top while I'm working and take care not to let it drop. So we'll do the refit. I've got everything in. Put the carrier on. Before I do that, I'm actually cleaning these bits here. These contact points. Just to make sure it's fitting as square as possible. There's parts dropping off. Could be the season for it. Quite fiddly to do, the alignment. Seems to be easier once you get one of the threads started, which I'm nowhere near. Once you get the threads started, just nip them up by hand. Try and move you around so you can see what's going off. No point using tools at this stage. Clean everything up so you can hand assemble it, that way you'll not get into trouble cross-threading anything. Ensure the carrier bolts are nice and tight. Get your brake pad. Put grease on the end and that side and that side. Do the same both sides, then put it in the carrier. both pads in the carrier. I'm going to put the caliper back on. Got a smear of grease. My finger there. Just going to do the other side of the carrier. Refit the bolts. Again, we do finger tight first. I think somebody's just had a delivery. Give it a nip with a spanner. Doesn't have to be too tight, as long as it ain't gonna shake loose, you're fine. I get a trusty 12mm spanner on it. Just tighten it enough so it ain't gonna rattle loose. Then you've achieved your objective. Before you drive the car away, be sure to pump the brake pedal to take this slack up. So we'll refit the wheel. When retightening a wheel, always do it with the car on the ground. I tend to do the locking wheel nut last. Don't go mad on it. And break it. Before I start rebuilding the other side, I just want to show you a few things about the brakes. You see this score in here? That indicates that you're in need of a brake service. Should be a nice mirrored finish. I've just removed the carrier on the other side, and these are quite stiff. They should move in and out freely, but they're taking too much force. So that's likely the problem. We've had a rattling noise on this car for a while, and that's what's caused it. I'll continue with the other side. Okay, I've just refitted the second wheel. I want to demonstrate using my rubber hammer the road noise we were experiencing with this car prior to replacing the slider pins. Because the piston in the calipers relaxed, it will reproduce the same noise. So just have a listen while I give it some taps. Hear that noise? That's the noise we were experiencing while going over bumps, which was driving my wife mad. So I'll pump the brakes up and repeat the test. I can't reproduce that noise at all, no matter how I hit the wheel. That's excellent. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more repair videos.